Hey everyone, I am Aniqua Acree, the founder of Journey to Self Inc., and I am so excited to embrace season 3 of our Journey interview series, where we get to proudly uplift the voices and journeys of people of color and truly help empower those who are watching to help heal in some of the most radical ways. So, this season, I am super honored to share space with the owner of Manifestation Goddess LLC, Miss Nadia Rucker.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
I am very
Nadia.
glad to be here. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Definitely. Can you please just start us off by introducing yourself, sharing what you do, and all of that good stuff for our viewers?
Okay. So again, Nadia Rucker, and I am the founder and owner of Manifestation Goddess LLC. This particular business is all about healing from within, dealing with traumas, whatever, past experiences, traumas come in many different forms. So helping people to connect spiritually to really go dive deep and get that healing that we need. For we know healing is a journey, you know
Yes.
what I'm saying? But it's not just a destination. It's always something that we strive to do in life. And additionally, with this business there, I also have a website where I make like handmade spiritual oils. I sell t-shirts, like you can get this one, manifest t-shirts with positive affirmations, things like sage, spiritual incense, things like that you can find on my website, manifestationgoddessllc.com. Yes.
I love it. Listen, I am so excited to introduce you to the J2S community. And literally, I've been personally wanting to share with you that ever since I met you, ever since we were just divinely guided to each other, you've personally brought a lot of clarity to me. I've been going
Awesome.
through some interpersonal growth opportunities, I'll
Uh-huh.
say. And so when I found your YouTube, oh my God, like it literally had me in a chokehold. I'd be looking, trying to see, have you posted for the week? Like I've been getting some really, really good messages, and we'll talk about that, on
Absolutely.
the side. But I just had to uplift that and to just truly, truly, truly thank you for just all the love and light that you're putting out there for all of us,
Thank you.
especially during these times. Like it's just really, really
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, tomorrow is my birthday. So I've been kind of enjoying this Virgo season. So I love you guys, my YouTube followers. I will be back probably tomorrow or before the end of
okay.
this week. But I've just been enjoying this Virgo season.
Yes, I love it. I did not know you was a Virgo, so I'm a Capricorn. I definitely feel that Earth energy is here.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So this season, we are focusing on falling in love with like healing ourselves. And
Hmm.
sometimes healing can definitely look very different, especially when we consider like how healing is depicted in like mainstream media and things of
Hmm.
that nature.
Hmm.
And I personally have been committed to a more holistic form of healing.
Hmm.
And I wanted to ask you, what does holistic healing mean to you?
Okay. So for me, holistic healing, I always look at the beginning, whole, HOL, whole. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's that word, HOL, we say WHOLE, but it's still whole. It's like
Exactly.
your mind, your body, your
Mm,
spirit, your soul, whatever it is, every aspect of you. Because
right.
if your mind isn't right, if you don't have peace in your mind, then your physical is going to be affected. If you
Exactly.
don't have take care of your physical, then it's going to affect your mental, which is also going to affect your spiritual. So it's so important to have balance in all of these areas. So when I say holistic, or what it means to me, is looking at the whole person, because what the mind comprehends, or wherever it is,
Hmm.
that's where the body is going to go. So that's what that
So
means to me.
true. I agree so much. And I've actually shared many times with the J2S community that I have been healing from a lot of forms of like childhood trauma. And I feel that a lot of these traumas get overlooked because you can't really see them, right? Like with the
Mm-hmm.
naked eye. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these silent wounds that we hold inside are just
Mm-hmm.
as important to heal or to give attention and love to the same way we would like a broken bone or a torn ligament. Like they
Yes,
all still have that same, they all still carry that same weight, I should say.
I agree.
Yeah. And then oftentimes when people just hear the word healing, they automatically just think about the physical.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted you to talk a little bit about the importance of healing from a mental and emotional space. I know you
Okay.
shared a little bit how it's connected, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So when I think of like mental, say for instance, when you take in consideration childhood trauma, so
right,
whether that be, you know, verbal abuse, your parents always told you, you just like your daddy, you ain't gonna be nothing, you're gonna be just like your daddy, or you're gonna be just like your
right,
mama, or you ain't this and you ain't that, or whatever. Or it could be some kids that said something to you in your school, and you just
right,
held on to that because as a child, you don't understand how important it is to release that. Like, that's not me. That's not true. I'm not going to do that. You really hone in on people that are supposed to be your overseers, your caretakers, when they do certain things to you. So if they physically abuse you, just
mm,
because, you didn't close the refrigerator door all the time, I mean, all the way. Now they
right,
punching you in your face and you like, does that really warrant that? So as a child, we don't necessarily understand, we can't put those things in context.
right,
Even sometimes young adults, 2021, some of us 30, 35, we might have a traumatic experience right now. We can get in a huge car accident and mess around and be debilitated, can't move on a particular side, or
right.
left side we're paralyzed, now we're wheelchair bound. That takes a
Mm,
lot of time to heal because you know um me working in this field of, I'm a licensed social worker. I've worked in psych hospitals, I've worked in hospice, I've worked in every gamut of medical psychiatric help field that I could just about think of. And just
yeah,
seeing how people can get stuck at a place.
mm,
You know what I'm saying?
yep,
You can be 40 years old physically, but still 15 years old emotionally, because at
exactly.
15 this happened to you, at 10 this happened to you.
Mm,
Your mom died when you were 10, you saw somebody get shot or whatever the
right,
situation is. That can stunt your growth emotionally. It also can stunt your growth spiritually. So on the outside, yeah, you're growing, yeah, I'm getting older every year, but mentally, spiritually, I'm stuck because at that time I said, God, where
right.
are you? How would you
Mm,
let this happen to my mom? Why would you let this happen to me? Or I'm
yeah,
struggling with the fact that I've been told I'm nothing. I've been told I ain't that. You know what
right,
I'm saying?
right.
Whatever it is. So trying to find your path in life, but you're still hearing this. You're still
Mm-hmm.
stuck there. You haven't learned how to move beyond that. And so
Exactly.
that's why it's so important for me that we heal that spiritual, that emotional, that mental side. Because once we start learning that, that's not true. They
Mm-hmm.
said that. I used to believe that, but I was believing a lie. I am.
Right.
I was born to succeed. I was born to reach my highest purpose. I was created in the image of the universe, of God, or whatever. And
Right.
nothing and everything I went through was for me to get to this place of awakening and
Yep.
acknowledging that, yes, this happened to me. I'm not going to be a victim. I'm not going to stay there. I'm going to take that, learn from it, release it. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's a process.
It
It's
is.
a process, and you have to be committed to the process. Going through years of abuse, you are not going to just say that one time and
Right.
it's going to disappear. But if you stay committed, I'm staying in my meditation, I'm staying in my affirmations, I'm getting up every morning and I'm looking at myself in the mirror and say, that was me, but this is me now. You know,
Right.
I'm taking this life by the horns, and I refuse to let my past dictate my now, better yet, my future.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for just bringing
Absolutely.
light to this.
Hmm.
And I feel like as I journey to just being my authentic self, right?
Hmm.
I'm learning a lot about silent wounds and how they can literally manifest into physical traumas.
Hmm.
And I suppressed some like sexual trauma that happened in my childhood. And there were also times when I just didn't speak up for myself in certain spaces that
Hmm.
required me to speak up for myself,
Hmm.
and suppressing or holding on to that energy and not
Hmm.
speaking those truths
Hmm.
literally turned into a nodule on my thyroid. And it
Yes.
took me finding this holistic and natural doctor to help like connect these pieces and help me
Absolutely.
see, how suppressed energy can somewhat like form or manifest into these physical just illnesses and
Yes.
diseases or diseases, as we say. And can you like somewhat recall a time in your own journey, Nadia, where you had to maybe heal yourself through other methods outside of Western medicine?
Absolutely, absolutely. That is like the part of the awakening process for me, because when you get to a point where you're like, okay, why am I here? And it's always usually something traumatic that happens, whether
Right,
it be that diagnosis, whether it be that broken relationship, that divorce, or whatever. It's usually something that leads us to um, go through this, what I call the dark night of the soul, where we recognize that, okay, this is where I was, but I don't
right.
really identify with that anymore. Yeah, maybe I sat in church every Sunday. Maybe I went to Bible study every Wednesday, but now I'm at this place, and that still seems foreign to me. Yeah,
Right.
that's a place I can go and listen. I'm not here to knock anybody's religion, because I grew up in the church. And so I know you can sit there every Wednesday night, every Sunday night, and nothing changed in your life
Yeah,
in reality. You know what I'm saying?
very
So
true.
you have to take whatever it is that you believe in, and you have to really, if you really believe there's something higher and that's they're there to love on you and to help you through anything, you have to grasp a hold of that. And see, we
Exactly.
like to go through the ritual of things, but we don't really take it in spiritually,
Right.
holistically, mentally,
Mm,
or whatever. So when I went through a breakup or whatever, I had already started on my journey many years before. So it's like God was just leading me and preparing me for what was to come. So
yeah.
when that happened, I had to go within. And I remember one of a good friend of mine, she was like, Nadia, it's abandonment issues. And it's just like at that particular time, I saw my dad leaving me as like a 3 or 4 year old kid. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
him and my mom, and they left or whatever. And then
Mm,
and he left, and he wasn't around anymore. That was the first man I knew, the first man that loved me. And now me as a kid, and me in my 4 year old mind or whatever,
right.
that I couldn't understand that, but that was a huge loss for me. So
Mm,
now here it is in relationships. Okay, either I'm gonna push you away because I'm afraid you're gonna abandon me, or
yeah.
if you leave, then I'm acting crazy because you're leaving. You know what I'm saying? So I had
Right.
to hone in on the abandonment issue. No, just because my mom and my dad had a divorce when I was a little girl doesn't mean that
Right.
every man wants to leave me, or if a man leaves, that that's the end of my world. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes
Exactly.
they leave, they need to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what
True.
I'm saying? So
Yes.
so in that, I had to deal with my own abandonment issues when around the thing of men. And so I had to go in, and I had to, my dad was deceased at the time, so I had to start writing him letters. I had to start talking to him spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And he
Right.
would come to me in my dreams. And I started doing my, being in nature more, going to the river, spending time in nature and meditating. I wanted to hear what God had to say. I wanted to hear what
So
spirit had to
important.
say. And in that, it was a process, but I can tell you that I'm so much more free. now
Right.
because of dealing with abandonment issues that, may come because of men. Like, go, honey, if you ain't meant to be here, you ain't meant to be here.
Okay.
Okay.
All
It's
of
all right.
that.
It's all right. And it's okay now, because when I put things in context, as an adult, I know that every relationship isn't meant to last. I know that,
Right.
there's going to be separations. There's going to be divorces, because who we are today, we may not be 5 years from now. You know what I'm
So
saying? I've
true.
been through divorces. I've been through breakups. So, and I know, but as a
Yes.
4-year-old, you don't understand that. So when
Very
you are
true.
able to connect those dots, and you can
Mm-hmm.
say, this is why I have these abandonment issues. This is why every time we get to a point that things are kind of shaky, I push you away,
Right.
or I freak out if you say you're going to leave or whatever,
Yeah.
so, you know, um,
Hmm.
it's
I'm resonating.
interesting.
It
Uh-huh.
is. I resonate so much with that, especially the part when you were talking about how you were still able to like build this relationship with your father, even though he had already transitioned.
Hmm.
Because when I got my thyroid cancer diagnosis, the first thing the doctors wanted to do was a total thyroidectomy on me.
Hmm.
And I remember just needing to somewhat, go to my mom for support
Hmm.
or for
Hmm.
guidance, but she had already transitioned herself. And so
Hmm.
I had to start praying. I had to really build my connection, not only with her, but with myself and with God and with nature. So I too
Okay.
was just spending all of this time trying to ground myself, right? And trying to
Absolutely.
see what was best for me
Hmm.
outside of what was being recommended because I
Hmm.
had this healthcare management educational background. So the systems that are in place here was like all I knew. And it took a lot of self love. It took a lot
Yes.
of releasing fear to be
Hmm.
able to go against. And I'm not saying, I'm a medical professional or anything like that. And I'm not
Hmm.
encouraging people to not visit their doctors. But at the same time, I'm saying we have to also know ourselves in order to make the
Absolutely.
decisions that are best for us, right?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so I definitely think when it came to me going on a natural journey of
Hmm.
ridding cancer from my body, that wasn't the hardest part of the journey. It wasn't healing from cancer, it was retraining my mind and like learning how to speak positively into myself.
Hmm.
So, do you think that affirmations and positive self talk are like key components when it comes to healing?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, my foundation is a Christian background. The Bible and things like that. So those are the things that I was raised up on. So I remember that what in the beginning was the word. So you have to speak the word. You have to speak the truth into existence.
Yes.
So my thing is, if I always tell my clients, whatever it is that you're saying, well, I'm just feeling down or whatever. And so I'm taking notes of everything that you're saying that you feel. I'm feeling
Right.
down. I don't feel like I don't understand my meaning in life. I don't feel like I have any purpose here. Whatever you're saying, I'm writing those things down, because now I'm going to have you create a positive statement. So I've been
Yes.
feeling really depressed lately. I am happy. I am happy with whatever state I'm in. Now we turn that and we
So
flip that.
important.
Oh, I'm just I done gained so much weight. I'm not happy with my body. I am happy with my body. I appreciate my body. I love my body, because
Yes.
then if I can love my body where it is now, then I can really embrace the transformation that I want. We all go through things in life where all of us fluctuate. You know what I'm saying? At the beginning of the month, you might be, this weight. By the middle of the month, you might be done gain 3 pounds.
Right.
By the end of the month, whatever. So we all fluctuate. But at the end of the day, if we want to change it, we gotta love us regardless. We got to love us with unconditional love, because that's when you can then, like I said, make that transformation. Because if you don't love on yourself, it's going to be hard for you to go in the gym, because some days it's going to be challenging. You know what I'm saying? Some days you
Exactly.
ain't going to want to go, but then you got to look and say, but this body of mine that I was given, I'm going to take care of it. I
Yep.
don't want to take these blood pressure pills. I don't want to, die before my time with diabetes and all that.
Right.
Let me go and take care of me. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
or whatever the situation is. So, whatever they say, I did have them, and I'm writing it down the whole time. So now I need for you to change that. And each morning, I want you to get in that mirror and say that, I am happy. I love my body. I am
Yep.
thankful for my body. I am thankful for, my new job. I'm thankful that I have a job that, supplies all of my needs. And then I still have some that I can enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Because the
Exactly.
more you speak it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
You're speaking it into existence.
exactly.
If you hold up, because we'll sit right here and we'll speak that defeat, we'll speak that downtrodden stuff, and guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna stay in that downtrodden state, we're gonna stay
Yep.
in that low vibing state. But until you start speaking, I could have this morning when that looked at that tire, girl, when I got there and I saw this big, he had the tire. I looked at the
Right.
tire yesterday, I didn't see anything, but this big old round nail thing is in there. I could have flipped down and said, Lord, how in the world, why this now? My birthday is tomorrow, and here it is. I got to spend $200 on a tire. What in the world,
Right.
God, Jesus? This is just so. I could have really taken myself way down. But instead,
Yeah.
I said, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. God, I thank you that I have the money to pay for this. Because,
That
see,
part.
you know what I'm saying? Because here we can
Yes.
is is it going to help us emotionally? And if we're
Right.
aspiring to be our higher selves, then
Mm,
we know that spirit, there's no lack in spirit, there's no lack in God.
exactly.
So
Mm-hmm.
just anything we ask, if we believe and we just thank God for it ahead of time, we can have it. So yeah, I mean, I had to go and pull out a credit card because I'm like, I ain't trying to pay no cash for this my
Okay.
birthday. You know what I'm saying? But thank God I
Right.
got it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Thank God I got it. And I just
I
trust
love
that
it.
I'm gonna have a beautiful birthday. Everything's gonna
You
be fine.
are.
I mean, before the birthday, after the birthday, whatever I need, God always
Yes.
supplies. Yes.
So true. I just could not have said that better myself. And
Mm-hmm.
this is why I was just so excited to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And with you being a mental health professional that is also just spiritual and grounded in the work of helping others
Mm-hmm.
truly like see their inner power. I knew that you would just truly be able to touch anybody and everybody who is
Mm-hmm.
watching this season. And I had to start speaking affirmations to myself, just like you said, and over myself, right? Because I also
Mm-hmm.
have to just keep myself protected. When
Absolutely.
you're in that process of healing, you got to just be
Mm-hmm.
mindful of just the
Mm-hmm.
energies around you.
Yes.
Right. I had to start meditating. I started praying daily, just to make sure my thoughts were mine, right?
Yes.
My
Yes.
actions were mine. And
Absolutely.
right. And I'm sure people are just going to be so eager to get like a one-on-one session with you. So, what makes a session with you different from, like, I don't know, a standard like counseling session that they would probably receive elsewhere?
Okay. So when you book with me, you already know that we're going deep. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We're going deep. And you know that a session with me is about you connecting spiritually as well as emotionally, mentally. Okay. Because, that's who I am. So
Yeah.
if you're ready to do the work, and if that means your assignment is to write a letter to your youthful you, that 12-year-old you, then that's going to be those types of assignments. If that assignment is for you to go to the river and spend some time out there meditating, you know what I'm saying? You got to be ready to do the work. You know what I'm saying? You got to be ready to release. So in the the regular sessions that you may go through that doesn't have a spiritual component to it, that they might just tap in it just a little bit, you know what I'm saying, just to know,
Right.
okay, well, this is your religious belief, well, whatever. And see, the thing about me is I'm spiritual. I don't care about what your religion or whatever. I care about you
Exactly.
spiritually. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if it's the universe, if it's God or whatever, I can meet people where they are. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so that's the difference between me. I tell people all the time that all counseling and therapy is not created equally. And just
Yeah.
because I am a woman of color doesn't mean that you're a woman of color and I might be the best fit for you, because
Right.
all of us have different experiences. But if you check out my YouTube channel, Manifestation Goddess LLC, if you check out my Instagram, you listen to this video and you resonate with my energy, then do not delay, because God has something for you. The universe has something for you. Spirit has something for you. And that's just what sets
Exactly.
me different apart. That I'm coming and we're going to go in. We're going to go
Right.
in. And another thing about me is that I don't believe that Anyone in therapy needs to be in therapy for 2 and 3 years with the same therapist.
Yeah.
If you actually do the work, in a few months, 6 months at the most, you ought to be able to see change. But it don't even take 6 months with me. Okay. If
Mm-hmm.
you're willing to do the work, you'll see the change.
Facts. I love it. And see, another big piece too about you and what you do is that you're helping others truly reach their goals too.
Mm-hmm.
So, what advice can you give to the viewers right now who are currently trying to manifest this positive state of health?
Okay. Well, what I would tell that person is, number one, we've been talking about holistic, right? You got
Yeah,
to be truthful with yourself. You got to get in the mirror.
got to be honest.
It's so easy for us to pinpoint and point fingers at everybody else and see what other people are doing. It's so easy for us to go on Instagram, Facebook, and comment on videos about people losing their mind and say all this kind of stuff about people. But we don't even know the backstory. We don't know if there was abuse. We don't
Right.
know what's been taught into these in these people's minds. We don't know. They haven't been taught any coping skills or whatever. Look
Mm,
at yourself in the mirror, okay? Let's
that
put
part.
that mirror. Michael Jackson said it best: put that man in the mirror, that woman in the mirror. Let's get that mirror.
Right. Yes.
Because we can't heal, we can't manifest until we work on self.
Right.
Acknowledge these are my issues. These are the
Mm,
things I've been through, and I've been letting it hold me back. So let me heal me. Let me heal
yeah.
me. Because once I heal me, I ain't carrying around all those burdens. I can look at people
Right.
without being judgmental. You know what I'm saying? I can look at people and pray for them. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
Definitely.
And that's when you'll be able to release all that baggage, and then you can go higher and higher and
And
higher.
higher. Woo. Yes. Okay. So I know you share how people can contact you, but as we're wrapping up our conversation, can you share your website again? I know you're also on Instagram, you got your
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. So how can people just book your services and how can they
Mm-hmm.
follow and support you?
Absolutely. Again, my website is www.manifestationgoddessllc.com. You can reach me if you go on YouTube. In the description box, all of my information is detailed there. If you even want to donate to the channel, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Because it takes money for us to promote our channels and things like that, and to
very
get the
true.
exposure that we need. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be a blessing to my channel, you can do that. My information is all in that description box. If you want to book a session, you can hit me up on Instagram. I'm not one of those people like, you can't hit me up on Instagram. You can hit me up on Instagram, or you can email me at Nadia at manifestationgoddessllc.com. Nadia, Nadia at manifestationgoddessllc.com. Okay.
Yes, and you already know I am going to tag you everywhere that J2S releases this
I appreciate
content.
you.
Yeah, and it is
And
just
I will be
such a
tagging you as well. You have a great story as well.
Oh, thank you so much, sis. It's such a privilege to just
Okay.
learn with you and learn from you
Mhm.
and the healing that I feel like I did just in this conversation
So awesome.
alone. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you for just
Thank
being
you.
you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
Like, for just
absolutely.
being
And
you.
that's another thing. I'm just real. I'm just me.
Right.
I'm not the type of person that's gonna fake in front or whatever. What you see is what you get.
Yes. And I love that because that's just everything that J2S is about. Like, even just coming up with the journey to self is like, let's let go of all of these false notions of who we are and who people told us we should be, right? Like, let's just
Absolutely.
be us. And the only way to do it is to
Absolutely.
heal. Right. It's the only
Absolutely.
way to do it.
You're absolutely
And
right.
thank you to everyone who is watching. I truly hope you enjoyed just the information and the energy that you received. Please be sure to reshare this conversation. And if you are ready to manifest the life that you desire and that you deserve, make sure you follow Nadia and make sure you reach out to her and see how you can get started today. Because in all honesty, y'all, it's truly time that we fall in love with healing. So,
Absolutely.
yes. So, peace, peace, peace. And thank y'all so much.
All righty. Have a great one.
You too.